I don't want good news. I don't want gems that have been inside of your body and popped out after a month of drinking American olive oil.
Yeah, that's the best stuff.
It's not like Italian extra virgin. It's extra fucked, right?
It's from Iowa.
Yeah. We have Iowa. It's like 98%
It's corn oil.
Iowa corn oil.
Extra fucked.
That's not what Bob Vanderplat said about him.
That's right. He said we all agree.
Kind of like us, huh? Yeah. Yeah, okay. Good morning, Evan. This is our 210th episode.
Good morning, Justin. Happy 210th episode. I'm
sorry that I recorded 209 without you.
That's okay. I don't know if I had much to add on that one.
Neither did I.
Oh, I see a Goomba in the background. Oh, and I can hear a Goomba in the background.
You heard her? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
I heard her again. Better put that on the pod. Keep that in.
Of course. She's Ashley's not here right now, so she's We'll see if she keeps yelling at me. Oh my god. she just ran off really fast.
Are they upset when Ashley's gone?
They get a little weird, yeah. But they're usually pretty they're kind of like depressed when it's only me here. So she might not come back. But if she keeps yelling at me, I might have to go give her some extra food or something.
Oh.
Anyway, Rock Hard Caucus 210. There's a lot going on. There's a lot in the news right now, as always. It's felt to me like the show has become easier to find material to discuss in the past 6 months or so. More shit is happening every day. Like this time 1 year ago, didn't it seem like there was less happening?
Yeah, I mean, part of it is our old favorite topic of electoral politics coming back up. I mean, not that it's never not come up before, but we have candidates. We have Rob Sand. We have, the quickening of destruction of American society. The erosion goes faster every day. There's too much to talk about. South Park's back on. Colbert's canceled.
Yeah. Well, first thing I wanted to talk about today, it's a topic that, is always present on everyone's minds. We don't discuss it, every single episode, but the ongoing genocide in Palestine is, of course, a shadow over everything that we talk about. I don't know. I don't bring it up on the show every time just because it's extremely not fun, and I feel like there's plenty of coverage on similar media.
Many are saying the momentum has shifted, but does that translate to anything on the ground?
Yeah, it's a little late,
no.
I would think, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, well, something good did happen this week. That's why I wanted to bring it up. The Iowa City Council passed a boycott resolution unanimously on Tuesday night. So what that means is that they have agreed not to spend any city money on companies that are, supporting Israel in their efforts to commit genocide. It is a shift, I think, from where the Iowa City elected officials were a year and a half ago. In fact, I know it's a shift because I went back and looked it up. When there was a ceasefire resolution in front of them in January of 2024, so only a couple months into the current wave of destruction from the state of Israel, that ceasefire resolution passed 4-3, and this recent boycott resolution again passed unanimously. And the only change in membership has been Oliver joined the council, replacing somebody who resigned early. What has changed? I guess it's just become more and more impossible to deny what's happening.
I mean, it's really strange because I think it's like the starving children part that has changed a lot of things, but that's always been happening.
Yeah,
It's been happening like a month after October 7th.
Yeah, it's just gotten worse and worse. You know, I can't really give them the benefit of the doubt that they were ignorant of this until this week.
Right.
You don't know less than I do about what's been happening.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. You're just scared to do anything. And, obviously Iowa City doing this is not going to stop what's happening. But, my hope is that it's one more chip in the, I don't know what metaphor I'm going for here, but it's just one more chipping away at the huge, huge problem.
Mm-hmm.
So let me read a statement here, press release from Iowa City Action for Palestine. Yesterday evening, the Iowa City Council voted unanimously to make Iowa City one of only a handful of municipalities in the United States to pass a boycott, divestment, and sanctions resolution. And just to be precise, well, let me read the text here. This resolution calls for the city of Iowa City to boycott the investment of any and all public monies from entities complicit in the current and ongoing humanitarian crisis in Gaza, including all entities assisting Israel in the oppression of the Palestinian people. This vote is a material step toward severing Iowa City's connections to the state of Israel and its genocide of Palestinians. So, yes, this is, of course, part of a broader BDS effort. B is really the only part that Iowa City can do at this point.
Right.
Because they already, I don't have, all the details on this. They already were not invested. So they cannot divest.
Yeah.
But they can boycott. So that's a real material thing that happened this week.
Mm-hmm. And, that language is pretty strong. Like, I am a little bit surprised that it's that strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, so good on them for passing it.
Yeah. An estimated 80 members of the community were in attendance at City Hall to show their support for the resolution. Of those in the room, around 20 people addressed the council during public comment to voice their approval, with no dissenters present. The resolution was introduced by City Councilor Oliver Weiline. Yes, sir. The resolution was drafted by members of Iowa City Action for Palestine and Iowans for Palestine, local Palestinian solidarity organizations, in collaboration with Jewish faith leaders, city officials, and Palestinian community members. I wanted to just give a couple minutes here to one of those public comments. Again, there were around 20 of them, all in support of the resolution. Many people who have direct connections to what's going on, have had family members killed over the past couple years by Israel. And, it was just an hour of this. An hour of people just talking about what's going on, how horrible it is, how this is you need to do this. Pleading with these people who are in positions of authority, please just do the right thing. And so, let me just play a little bit of this comment here.
My name is Mona O'Day from North Liberty, Iowa, Palestinian from the West Bank. And there's much to say, or rather at this point to scream out. Though really, how much more can anyone say? How much more evidence do our eyeballs need? For how much longer do we allow our ears to be deceived by lies? Even though our eyes bear witness to my people's genocide. Bearing witness since October 2023. But a Palestinian's eyes and ears have borne witness to their serial mass murder and land theft since the Nakba of 1948. So must I stand here and still explain what the Nakba is? The compilation of the following words have remained in a Palestinian's heart, in the past, in the present, and I hope, by God, not in the future, just no more in the future. A poem by a Palestinian. I wish children didn't die. I wish they would be temporarily elevated to the skies until the war ends. Then they would return home safe, and when their parents would ask them, "Where were you?" they would say, "We were playing in the clouds."
Okay, I'll leave it there for now. Just to contextualize what was happening at this meeting, an hour of this. And by the way, that's our friend Clara in the background.
Nice.
she made a bunch of signs that said, "Listen to your constituents," not CUFI. Is that an organization that you know about? CUFI?
I am not aware of it, no.
Yeah, it's Christians United for Israel.
Oh, okay. I was going to say, I think I know what the I stands for, but...
Right, yeah. I don't really know anything about the organization other than once this boycott resolution was placed on the city's agenda, there was like a mass spam email campaign from the Christians United for Israel, just spamming the inboxes of all the counselors. So that's...
But they couldn't show up in person, apparently.
No. I'm sure there were thousands of them, though. I'm sure they outnumber the people.
Oh, yeah, totally. Totally. Fucking cowards.
Yep. Okay, so that's the kind of stuff that the council was hearing from the public, that clip that I played just a moment ago. And then I want to follow that up with a little bit from one of the counselors.
And I do appreciate very much on council.
This is Megan Alter, one of the Iowa City councilors, after an hour of heart-wrenching testimony from the public.
That the work has been done. This is going to sound so small or inappropriate in this, but I want to take this opportunity to encourage council to continue to follow, in our own way, a more transparent process that I will say allows all of us, not just us, but all of us, more time to react and to provide input and to help contribute. Just in a point of the way that we function, I know that open meeting laws make this incredibly difficult to do, but it's not insurmountable. So I do have to admit a little bit of frustration. I knew that this had been initial conversations. We had conversations either in May or June, not long after you had been on.
I think you get the gist. I don't necessarily need to play the full 3-minute clip that I pulled here. But this just felt incredibly insensitive and stupid to me.
Yeah.
That after, pleas from people whose family have been killed by this genocidal state to please just pass this. She spent minutes complaining about the process of putting this together as an entity.
Were city councilors maybe talking about this without having called a meeting about it? Is that what she's implying?
Okay, so she basically said that she had not seen the text of the resolution until the day before this meeting, and was kind of claiming at this time that, there had been not enough communication. She wasn't given the opportunity to contribute as much as she would have liked. And, I was not part of this whole process. I had nothing to do with the drafting of the resolution. I was not part of the conversation. But what I've heard is that she was, receiving the same emails as every other counselor the whole time, always being reached out to by the people putting this resolution together. Didn't seem to show much interest in being involved. And then when the moment comes, she's taking her time to complain that she wasn't included enough, and she was left in the dark. I don't know, just came off as super tone deaf.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. And look, I'll say this. She's up for re-election this year. She has an at-large seat. So that means, the whole city. Mm-hmm. And after the city council meeting outside, there was a bit of an impromptu rally. 2 candidates announced their campaigns for the at-large seats. That's Newman, Abuisa, and Clara Reinen. So if you, like me, found these comments from Megan Alter to be insensitive, poorly timed, unnecessary, you might be interested in voting for her opponents later this year. And I mentioned this before, but the ceasefire resolution, January of 2024, that passed 4-3. The 3 counselors who voted against the ceasefire resolution were Megan Alter, Sean Harmson, and Josh Moe. All right? This is a black mark on their record. Mm-hmm. They voted against a ceasefire resolution in January 2024. A year and a half later, I guess they've been shamed and pushed enough to actually take some positive action in the face of a travesty, an awful thing that's happening with the full support, nearly full bipartisan support of the American government.
Mm-hmm. Shame works.
Yeah, I wish it worked faster. I wish these people could feel shame a little bit more.
Yeah, I was gonna say
quickly.
if the person that you're trying to shame has any kind of moral compass whatsoever, then it might work.
Yeah,
we'll revise that.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, I don't want to be full doom and gloom. I also don't want to be full, rainbows and sunshine about this. It's extremely terrible. This is a small, really good thing. Really important that this happened. Full props to everybody who made it happen. It's still a terrible situation that's not going away.
Mm-hmm.
Evan, what would you like to talk about next? Because we have a few topics lined up. We're probably not going to have time for everything.
We could do state fair stuff.
Okay, let's talk about the state fair because we're not there.
We're not
there ourselves to report on the goings on. And part of the reason for that was that the Des Moines Register soapbox isn't happening, and that's kind of the main draw for us.
Yeah, I know. We were looking for that, and then they were like, "Oh, it's not happening this year." And then we're like, "Oh, I guess we can't schedule a state fair appearance."
Right. Yeah. It's
all these people are just showing up at random times.
Right.
Come on now.
I'm not going to the fair every day. Just hoping that someone relevant appears.
After we ambushed Lennon McComb, they're like, we can't do this anymore. We can't let them know where we're going to be when.
Right. Yeah. I will say I did apply for media credentials again. Never heard a word from the fair. I mean, we were on a podcast that hundreds of thousands of people listened to about the Iowa State Fair 2 years ago. We deserve media credentials.
Yeah. I'd like to see who they are giving media credentials to.
Okay, so we've got a great article that's being updated as the fair continues by Aaron Murphy at the Cedar Rapids Gazette. Here's what political candidates are saying at the Iowa State Fair this year. And he's got little sections on each of the politicians that they've been able to catch at the fair. Starting with our good friend
Farmers fucked over.
Nathan Sage. Nathan Farmers fucked over Sage. He's running for U.S. Senate. He's a Democrat. Other Democrats running for that seat, J.D. Schulten, Zach Walls, and Jackie Norris. She has entered the field. I forgot what her deal is.
She is the board chairperson of the Iowa Des Moines School District, I believe.
Oh, yeah, that's right. She's a school board person.
Really strange to jump in when there's 3 more well-known candidates already in the race. I don't know. That's going to be a bloodbath, folks.
Yeah, they're
and
all,
Nathan Sage is a fucking Marine, so y'all better fucking watch out.
He has killed and he will kill again. All right, let's hear what they learned from Nathan Sage. Sage on Thursday greeted visitors to the Iowa Democratic Party's booth inside the Varied Industries building and planned to walk the grounds and try state fair food.
Wow.
Sage, that's kind of what I do.
That's kind of what you do at the fair.
U.S. Marine Corps veteran and former Chamber of Commerce leader from Indianola told reporters he believes Iowans are responding to his campaign and his personal style of communicating with voters. I mean, are they responding? I'm sure they're responding.
I'm sure you've talked to people, and I'm sure some of them like you,
Yeah.
Are they representative? Maybe. Probably not.
Yeah, here's a quote. People love my story so far. They love the idea of someone like myself that, I'm a little bit rough around the edges.
They love my story. They love my rough around the edges appeal. You can't say that, man. You can't talk about how much people love you.
Right. This is for the private meetings. This is the kind of thing you say to your, coordinators, campaign managers. Not to the media, I don't think you should say that.
No. It's egotistical.
I always tell my kids honesty is the best policy. That honesty will set you free. And I'm a little blunt when it comes to it.
Ooh.
Honesty will set you free.
Yeah, that sounds bad. Don't use that one either.
Honestly, don't say anything will set you free. It's just conjures up,
Yeah, don't do that.
And I think that's the world we need right now. We can't beat around the bush anymore. We can't make one-liners. I don't know about that.
Farmers fucked over.
It's a good one-liner. We can't use political rhetoric. We need to call it how we see it, and that's what I do. That's all still rhetoric, dude.
Yeah, it is. So then why are you censoring the F word, man? Let it fly.
Yeah.
You should be swearing at this reporter.
You're part of the fucking problem, you know?
Yeah.
You and your corporate leaders.
We got to get the fucking truth, all right?
You guys are burying the fucking truth because you're scared. Your advertisers, Gannett, whatever.
However you say it, yeah.
I get a little bit of passion and a little tense because I know the struggles of everyday life. I know what it's like to watch your family go through drug addiction. I know what it's like to watch your family struggle. I know what it's like when I'm 14 years old and my dad comes in my room and says, "Hey, Nathan, sorry we can't buy you birthday presents."
I don't know if that's weird.
That one's pretty
weird.
Specific.
Yeah. I think, like, I don't know. I was pretty poor growing up, and like we got gifts, you know, for Christmas. But like the thing is, like, gifts don't have to be expensive. You can make gifts. You can repurpose gifts. You can, yeah.
I know what it's like when you're a teenager and your dad doesn't like you.
Yeah. Like, I don't know who that's supposed to be relatable for.
I know what that's like, and a lot of people in the state know what it's like. Okay. Well, yeah, we're that last example was a little weird. I don't know if you practiced that one or if it just like you remembered a bad day from your childhood and it just popped to the surface. Mm-hmm. You know, he's not one of these well-rehearsed, polished politicians. So he's going to remember shit about his dad and just start saying it to reporters.
He's trying to capture the crowd of kids whose dads won't buy them a PS5. That's who he's going for.
Yeah, well, you know, Democrats are trying to appeal to these like maladjusted young men.
Yeah, for sure.
So maybe it's a good strat, you know. All right, have you heard about Ruben Gallego?
Yeah, he's a real fucking piece of shit. One of the worst Democrats in Congress. Yeah.
Okay.
He keeps voting for Trump appointees.
Gotcha.
He's a crypto guy. He said some anti-trans shit that was eclipsed Rob Sands' anti-trans shit and Pete Buttigieg's anti-trans shit. Yeah. So yeah, he's fucking sucks.
Okay. I have not been following that really. He's a U.S. Senator from Arizona, and he was at the Iowa State Fair this week.
Yeah, I
wonder.
think he's like trying to position himself as like, I don't know, one of the potential centrist Democrat candidates for president, I think. Mm-hmm. Potentially. I don't know.
So for each of these politicians, the Gazette article says like what race they're running for. And under Ruben Gallego, it just says election, none.
Yeah.
And there's a picture of him flipping pork patties with a Marines hat on. So there's a lot of Marines out there telling us that they're the guy.
Yeah, he is also a Marine Corps guy. So he's probably, I don't know, he's probably having some good conversations with Nathan Sage and Rob Sand.
I bet.
Yeah, real good.
I would love to be in a conversation with those guys, just chopping it up. So I saw that, you know what, this is mentioned in the article, so I'll read it. He was in Iowa to work with local Democrats to highlight their criticisms of federal Republicans' tax and spending package. At the state fair on Friday, Gallego talked to reporters, visited with Iowa Democrats at the state party's booth, and chatted with pork producers before flipping pork chops on the grill.
They love pork. Like, if I was a politician, you know, pork barrel spending and stuff, I would stay away from the fucking pork.
It's too symbolic.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't always be photographed with the damn pork producers, but that's all. They all do it. All of them at the state fair. They cannot resist the temptation of flipping the pork burgers.
Especially because more and more people are finding out about the pork industry in Iowa and its detrimental effects on the rest of us.
Yeah, they're looking around on the grill. They're like, all right, which one is the most tortured, and which one shit the most into the rivers? That's the one that I want to eat. Okay, this is what I heard about. He was also trailed at various points during his day at the fair by protesters with Turning Point USA, a conservative nonprofit organization. And I don't. Okay, well, there's a quote about it, but basically he tweeted in 2020 after the disastrous Iowa caucuses. He said something like, "Fuck the caucuses." He tweeted that. And then he was saying that Iowa shouldn't go first anymore, which, whatever. That's fine.
Yeah, I can't be mad at that. Actually, props to him for saying the F word. I would never say that.
You know what? I think it might have been
word.
censored. I think it might have been censored.
God damn it.
The reason I know about this is because of the that guy that I've been making fun of on Twitter. I don't really want to say it. Oh no, he did. It was uncensored. He did say "fuck caucuses."
There you go.
Okay.
There you
Iowa
go.
failed. Time to move on. Hashtag Iowa caucuses.
Okay, well now saying Iowa failed. No, that's not good.
That's not fair.
The people who voted in the caucuses didn't fail. Fucking
we did the right thing.
The people who put on the caucuses failed. Come on now.
And the national meddlers. Mm-hmm. We did the right thing.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was being trolled all day by these little TP USA guys with like signs with his tweets printed out on them and shit.
Oh, he's also a big Israel guy. He declined to vote on that bill that would have prevented like weapons from being sent to Israel.
Here's a quote from Jeff Kaufman, the Iowa GOP's Dr. Robotnik. Ruben Gallego trashed the Iowa caucuses, mocked our farmers, and then voted against tax cuts on tips, bigger paychecks, and financial relief for seniors. Now he wants a photo op at the state fair? Iowans know better. He's out of touch and out of his depth. I don't think most Iowans give a shit about Ruben Gallego at all.
No, I don't. Yeah, I do not think so.
I don't think about you at all, Ruben Gallego. Neither good nor bad. Which means, that's probably a plus for you that I'm not thinking about all the bad shit that Evan just told me about. Mm-hmm. I love how this, what I've been calling the big butthole full bill, the thing that Republicans keep touting as like, this is actually great for the working class, is the no tax on tips thing. Mm-hmm. They put that in there just so that that's the one thing they can talk about over and over again. Yep,
that's going to fix it all. Obviously, if they don't get taxed on tips, then like you can pay for healthcare. It's totally
yeah. Look, I'm not going to accuse anyone of anything, but if you were accurately reporting your tips on your taxes in the first place, your boss shouldn't know how much you made in tips. Neither should the government. That's between you and the customer.
That's right.
All right. Also at the state fair this week was Tyler Watach. Apologies, Taylor. I have not watched any of your videos to learn how your last name is pronounced.
I don't think you really need to. I don't think you really need to, man.
I might end up having to vote for him, so I should pay attention to him. He's in my district.
Yeah, that's true.
Yes, Tyler. Sorry, it's Taylor. I think I said Tyler the first time too. Taylor Watach. I don't know, man. He's running for the 1st Congressional District as a Democrat, currently running in the primary with Christina Bohannon, Bob Kraus, and Travis Terrell. I have not really waded into this myself, but Travis Terrell seems to be the right choice for me. Mm-hmm. I'm learning for the first time today that Bob Kraus is running again. That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
He's kind of an old... perennial type.
Mm-hmm.
God, he's got to be in his 70s at least now, too. All right, but let's hear what Taylor Watach was talking about. Watach, while visiting fairgoers Friday at the Iowa Democratic Party's booth, said he believes voters are looking for candidates with new ideas, new vision, new blood, new perspective.
Don't talk about blood either. That's not good.
No, honestly, there's really no good connotations with blood.
Spilling the blood of your enemies, maybe, but
war.
Yeah.
Do people want that?
I don't think we're quite there. Some of us are, but
yeah. First two things coming to mind for me is like war and sort of like eugenics type stuff.
Yeah,
like keeping the bloodlines clean.
That's what I was going to say. In this context, he's talking about
just being young.
Yeah,
right.
Fresh blood.
That's what he should have said. Is fresh blood. Okay. The Gazette is sort of interpreting that as maybe a dig at Christina Bohannon.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Who has run twice and lost to Marionette Miller Meeks. So we need something new.
People just love running for this district and losing over and over again. Like Marionette Miller Meeks, and now she's in, and now Christina Bohannon is running against her and losing.
Yeah, that's what works here is run several times and eventually eke out a win. Mm-hmm. Slow and steady.
She might win. I mean, she might win this time.
Yeah, we'll see. With the stakes that we're facing right now, I think the stakes are too high to do the same thing again and try the same things and hope for a different result. I think it's time now to have new folks get on the scene, new folks being out in the fight, and new folks volunteering, new voices speaking out. Ooh, man, this guy's empty.
Yeah, for real. Like, you have to, like, package that with, like, an actual vision. You can't just be like, hey, I'm a young guy. Like,
I'm new.
I'm different. I'm different. In what ways I'm different? You know, we'll figure that out later. But
yeah. So I follow him on like Blue Sky or something, just kind of trying to keep abreast of what's going on. He was a lawyer for a firm that like capitulated to the Trump administration on something. What actually happened, I'm not clear about. And Taylor resigned from the firm because he was disgusted by that. So he has some kind of principles, is the message there.
Yeah, I mean, that's maybe a decent angle.
Mm-hmm. I think it is important to acknowledge that we as a party can always do better. I don't think when folks are voting, let's see, is that the fourth time he said the word folks? Yes, I believe that is the fourth folks. When folks are voting, they want more of what we had before. I think they actually want something different. Okay, sorry. I don't think when folks are voting, they want more of what we had before. I think they actually want something different. That's, frankly, why a lot of folks, 5, vote for Trump, including a lot of folks, 6, that maybe disagree with many of the things that he's done.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. Trump was president, like, before? Like, is he really that different now? I mean,
yeah, not different, but worse. More determined, I think, is the difference.
I don't think that's what's motivating people at this point. Maybe you could make that argument the first time, but I don't know about this.
Yeah, that's kind of an interesting angle here, is that all this stuff he's saying about new, this is like what somebody might have been saying in like 2018. Mm-hmm. If we're actually out there in all the places in the district listening to folks, 7, making sure people's voices are heard and saying, it's okay. Even if you voted for someone else before, it's okay. We're all going to work together and find ways to make policies that work for everybody in this district. All right. Keep saying folks. It'll work eventually.
That is impressive that he said so much without saying anything at all.
Yeah,
I mean, that's lawyer. A politician's specialty. Yeah, lawyer specialty. But,
lawyer politician.
Damn.
Yeah, Mr. Folks. All right, how about Zach Walls? Zach Walls is at the fair as well. The picture of him, he looks very serious.
Yeah, he looks scary.
Yeah,
I think don't know. Maybe he's trying to steal Nathan Sage's shit.
Yes. Because, I think Zach Walls, prior to entering the Senate race, he was, I think his public image was the good boy. Mm-hmm. And he did place his having attained the rank of Eagle Scout very prominently in his first couple campaign ads. But I think he's maybe trying to evolve past that a little bit. Like, I'm actually a tough man. Mm-hmm. Yes, I still got that good boy in me, but I am a tough man.
Yeah. He's got the Hawkeyes TE polo, and he's got the America Needs Farmers hat. I mean, that's a man who supports the Hawkeye football team, you know?
Yeah,
he's into man stuff.
Definitely conservative swag. The ANF hat, like, honestly, they shouldn't let you wear that at the Democratic Party tent in the Varied Industries building.
Yeah, he was also flipping pork chops.
Of course he was. Ooh, in this, I'm not going to play the video, but in the video, it looks like the polo's tucked into his jeans. His light blue denim jeans.
It's not a good look. He also has like a pager or something clipped to his. Is that a taser?
He's tough.
I mean, it's not a cell phone. It's not a gun, thankfully, but yeah, he's very dadcore.
Walls said on Friday he visited the cattle in the horse barns, chatted with children who were showing their animals at the fair, and that he planned to visit the Iowa pork producers and flip pork chops.
Let's go.
Walls said he also planned to attend an event hosted by Planned Parenthood.
Okay.
I guess it's cool that they still have a presence at the fair.
Yeah, for real.
All right. Walls, a state legislator from Coralville, yes, he is my neighbor, said during the campaign he has most commonly heard two concerns from Iowa voters: rising costs and government corruption. It's kind of a broad concern, but I suppose, there's a lot in there. Government corruption.
Yeah.
All right. The two things that we keep hearing the most about: how to control costs and how to control corruption, and the fact that you now have a government that's been totally bought and paid for, a broken establishment of both parties. Oh, Zach is criticizing the Democrats now.
Yeah.
Isn't that appealing to you? A lot of folks are frustrated with that. They want to see real change, and they're not sure that they're going to get it with the current folks who are there. So he's not, let's see. I see three folks from Zach.
Yeah. Yeah, that's two folks in two sentences.
Walls said he is willing to take on the establishment and that he has the scars to prove it. A reference to 2023 when Iowa Senate Democrats voted to remove him as their caucus leader.
You want to see how I got these scars?
Yeah, I fired a staffer, a party staffer, and there was a mutiny. The establishment stabbed me in the back because I fired someone that they liked. I think folks want somebody who's going to be willing to stand up to anybody who's threatening Iowans, whether it's Donald Trump or Chuck Schumer. And they know that I'll be willing to do that. Look, I'm no fan of Chuck Schumer, but is he really threatening Iowans in particular?
I don't know. I mean, I don't know. Fuck Chuck Schumer. I'm gonna say good on Zach for saying that, even though it doesn't mean anything.
Yeah, it is kind of cool. You know, at least he's willing to talk shit on Chuck Schumer. It's more than you can say for a lot of people, a lot of folks. I'm sorry.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, you know what was missing from that Gazette article was our old friend
Robson cracks down on what kind of crime each day.
I believe he was there yesterday. We got this piece from Iowa's News Now that Evan found just this morning. Iowa Auditor Rob Sand, who's running to be Iowa's next governor, is at... Sorry, got a hiccup there. Whenever I say the name Rob Sand, my body reacts negatively.
Yeah.
All right, Rob Sand, who's running to be the governor. That's the wrong who's, by the way. Iowa's News Now.
Oh, fuck.
Skylar Talal. All right, he's at the state fair judging a food contest and shaking hands with voters. This is terrible. At the fair, Iowa's agriculture industry is on full display. Sand said it's important to talk with farmers to see how lawmakers can help them. Really?
Yep.
Is that a priority right now?
Yeah, they're not being helped enough. Like, I mean, we're not doing it. The government is not doing enough for farmers. Like, the subsidies aren't enough. The fucking complete lack of regulation. I mean, it's really hard to be a farmer right now. I mean, they can't even guarantee sky high profits every single year. They can hardly do that these days.
Yeah, I mean, pretty much they do. But you know,
how can we help them more?
Yeah, a quote from Rob. I think that Iowa agriculture is an incredibly important part of our state. Going and talking to the pork producers from Lee County, Iowa. I always grill with them on Wednesday, right? Handing out eggs from the egg producers. The chickens?
I guess, yeah.
They're
what does he mean
producing
every Wednesday?
eggs.
Does he mean he hangs out with the pork producers every Wednesday?
Year round.
Because, I mean, the fair started on Thursday. Is he talking about next Wednesday? Is that when we need to go ambush him? No, I'm just kidding.
If you're in Des Moines, make sure you get to the pork producers tent on Wednesday. understanding every year the challenges that they're facing and what's going on and changing in their industries so that we can help do a better job of moving all of Iowa forward together. Andrew Yang.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't that a Yang thing, the forward together thing?
Yeah. And Rob Sand was recently on his podcast. I don't know if we mentioned that.
He's getting the Yang retweets these days. All right. We can analyze this to death, but we need to talk to these pork producers and egg producers and all agricultural industry leaders, understand the challenges that they're facing, what's going on in their industries, so that we can help do a better job of moving all of Iowa forward together. Now, increasing profits for the agricultural industry, giving them more power, less regulations, more money, does that facilitate moving all of Iowa forward together? Do we all have better lives when the agricultural industry has more domination over the state?
It's an interesting pivot, and I think it's one that he just does by default, no matter what he's talking about. It's like, yeah, we're moving all of Iowa forward when we're specifically talking about like pork and egg producers. Like
one industry. Yeah. I mean, these are major industries in Iowa, big part of the Iowa economy. However, most of us are not farmers. Most of us actually don't work for these companies. And there are a lot of adverse effects of the industry's practices. Most
of us are being affected by the negative externalities that are being imposed by these farmers. Like the fucking manure in our fucking water.
I think that I don't really benefit from the industry, but I do suffer because of the industry. They kind of got us all trapped here. Yeah, with that said, let's talk a little bit about this. One of these negative externalities, water quality, of course, is always being discussed here. And I'm gonna let's take a quick turn to talk about Tom Vilsack. We didn't get a chance to talk about this last week because I was interviewing somebody, but former Iowa Governor Tom Vilsack visited Boone on this would have been July 24th, a couple weeks ago now. He hosted an open forum with farmers and Iowans. I'm reading Simone Garber's piece on this from KCCI. Vilsack addressed a small group of attendees at Erickson Public Library about investing in Iowa's rural communities. This is the quote I really wanted to make sure I talked about. Well, you know who Vilsack is, right? Former Governor Tom Vilsack. He was
Agriculture Secretary
under Obama, right? Vilsack encouraged bipartisan cooperation on issues like water quality that have historically divided Iowa's urban and rural populations. Is this framing accurate? That the issue of water quality is dividing Iowa's urban and rural populations?
No, I think it's hurting the rural areas the most.
Yeah, you're right.
They can't afford the same treatment.
You can't use the water. You can't drink it, bathe in it, use it to cook. I mean, it's worse for them, totally. But anything to avoid any discussion of class or, corporate domination. Here's what he said, though. I'd like to get a solution today. And the solution requires creative thought and innovative thought. If we focus on figuring out some way in which we can bring people together over issues as opposed to dividing them into camps, I think we'd end up with some really good stuff. So, yeah, somebody who he doesn't give a shit. He's pretending to care, just using, standard kind of default politician speak. I think we should bring people together on this issue.
Tom Vilsack's son works for Summit Carbon Capture. Bruce Rastetter. He literally works for Bruce Rastetter.
It's a good reminder. Yes.
It's so fucked up.
He may be invested in not finding a solution or a false solution, maybe. Yeah, but that bit about dividing people into camps kind of made me think a little bit like, what are these camps? There's the camps, a camp of people who benefit from the poor water quality situation. They benefit because they're, unregulated. They get to maximize profit at the expense of the water quality, right? There's that camp, which I imagine is a small number of people. And then there's another camp, which is the people suffering the consequences of that lack of regulation, which is, I think, a huge number of people, a much larger number of people, right? And I think people are getting more and more conscious of like that this is a problem and what's causing the problem, right? So as that larger group of people comes to a greater understanding of the problem, they're demanding a solution, right? What I think about, though, when I look at this small camp versus a large camp, I think about how we think we live in some sort of democracy, right? Mm-hmm. like if we greatly outnumber the small number of people whose business practices poison the rest of us, it seems like we don't actually need to come together to find a solution. The huge group of people should simply get what they want from the small group of people. It just seems a lot simpler to me to give the majority what they need rather than find a solution that works for everyone.
But that might involve conflict. We can't have conflict between, I mean, even though we're like have talked about how profits are directly in conflict with like the health of the general population, like we have to ignore that. And, because we want everyone to win, but mostly the people who are already winning.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. Change is hard. We're conflict averse, but, there's more people who don't want this than do want this. And so I think we should probably start thinking about it that way.
Yeah.
Majority should probably win on this issue and a lot of other issues. All right. So Vilsack is a former governor. What about our potential future governor?
Robson.
Also had a recent, media piece come out about his thoughts on water quality. And, he's going to have a lot of important things to say. Let me control F folks real quick. Okay, he didn't say folks. But in Iowa Capital Dispatch recently, on Thursday, Cammie Coons wrote this. Rob Sands says he's listening and putting together a plan to address water quality. Now, I'm at the edge of my seat anticipating this plan.
I know. I said, like, I think that this headline is almost like mocking him because it has listening and putting together a plan in direct quotes. And it's just like, I don't know. I read that. I'm like, I don't know, man.
Yeah, he doesn't quite have a grasp on the situation yet. He's still learning.
Yeah, he's still learning about it.
State Auditor Rob Sand, who, and by the way, people have, from the beginning, were criticizing him for not having a platform, like basically not having any positions on anything on his website. And the excuse was, well, we're just starting the campaign. We got a year and a half to really craft and refine the message of the campaign. And this is what he's got so far on one of the most urgent things happening in the state.
His wife is the CEO of a fucking large agricultural company. Like, I feel like that. I mean, we talk about the family money, but like his wife is literally the CEO of a fucking large agricultural company. To act like he doesn't know what the fuck he's talking about here is so insane. And that's what fucking annoys me the most about him is just like acting much stupider than he actually is.
Yeah. That's his whole character, really, isn't it?
It's so annoying. And fucking bad.
I'm just a normal guy from a small town. I don't understand this big city stuff.
Yeah, come on, man. I bet you he's read Chris Jones's blog. I bet.
Oh, for sure. And it pisses him off.
I bet he hate reads it every time it comes out.
Yep. I know for sure some of his staff read it.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Sand spoke with reporters after a tour of Des Moines waterworks and said he agrees that water quality issues have reached a crisis point in the state, and he wants to develop a, quote, realistic and well-informed and achievable plan to address the issue. I just love the image of him touring the waterworks and his like yokel character and being like, oh, golly, that's a big old tank there. What you got in there?
Is that where you're keeping all those nitrates?
Where's all the poo-poo going? people who are frustrated should be frustrated, Sand said.
Okay.
What a great
What about the
quote.
people who have fucking cancer? What should they be doing?
They should be frustrated. And
They should be
perhaps
frustrated. Yeah, maybe there should be
some
action.
sort of consequence. I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
We should do something to resolve their frustration, I think. All right, more from Rob, though. I'm frustrated. I want to be able to take my kids tubing when we're home in Decorah in the upper Iowa River without having to hesitate. I want to be able to go to a beach no matter where we are in Iowa without having to check to see if it's safe for swimming. Well, that's a very easy process. It's not safe to swim.
Yeah. I think it's funny. Whenever he is, confronted with this issue, he always wants to talk about recreational water usage. Probably because it's more a little bit more of a fun subject than talking about people are literally drinking water that's giving them cancer, very likely giving them or contributing to cancer.
Right.
Oh, but no, it's just about, we don't want to go and, when there's E. coli in every single fucking waterway in the entire state.
Yeah, when he focuses on, the recreational aspects of it, it does definitely downplay the issue. Because if this is what people are reading, they're not super familiar with the problem. They're like, oh, it's just about that. Well, I don't give a shit about tubing anyway.
Yeah.
So
who wants to swim in a fucking lake anyway? No, I'm just kidding. I mean, there's some very nice lakes, but it's not for everyone. I don't, there's gross stuff in there, even outside of poop.
Oh, yeah. There's monsters in there too.
Yeah. Loch Ness.
So that's not for everyone, but you know what is for everybody? Is drinking water.
Yeah.
That's something that we're supposed to do across the board. It's kind of a necessity, right? What else do we got from Rob here? Sand said he has read the Central Iowa Source Water Resource Assessment Report and that water quality scientists are among the people he wants to hear from when creating his plan on the issue. He also wants to hear from family farmers, who he said are interested in protecting soil and water, but need more help from the state and federal governments. Of course they do. Of course they need more help.
They need more help.
They're interested in protecting soil and water. It just happens to maybe not be their top interest, which is making money. And he wants to hear from family farmers, though. That, of course, is a large number of people. The family farmers. They're the ones that are really, they're the stakeholders here, is those family farmers.
Yeah. We wouldn't want to do anything to hurt family farmers. Because, it's so fucking... That's another smokescreen bullshit thing to say.
Yep.
Obviously. God damn, I hate him.
I want to listen to everybody. And not me, though. Never listen to Rock Hard Caucus. I want to listen to everybody, and I want to be making sure that I'm trying to suss out where the truth lies in all these statements. Oh, fuck you, man. Look, I'm listening to everybody, and I'm just trying to suss it out. Who's lying and who's telling the truth? We can't possibly think about what motivations the massive agricultural industry might have in lying about this issue. People on both sides are, I got to suss out the truth in all these statements. Fucking asshole. Sand said he does not have any predeterminations on what the best solution to water pollution issue would be, though he said he has not ruled out the idea of regulations. He's not ruled it out.
He's so open-minded. Wow.
Yeah, as if that is not an absolute requirement of solving the issue, is some sort of government regulation. I haven't ruled it out. I'm a bit of a radical. I've considered that might be part of it. What I'm looking for from stakeholders are a sense of fairness, a sense of obligation, and interest in solving the problem, a sense of acknowledging the magnitude of the problem, and, some practical steps toward actually getting things done. Sand said critics of his campaign, who say he is partial to big ag interests because of campaign contributions from his in-laws, have an emotional rather than a factual reaction. You may have heard the emotion rising in my voice as I finished reading that sentence.
Wow.
It's a fact that you would not be in your position of authority if not for Nixon Lauridsen's money. That is a fact, and I do have emotions about that. Look, everyone can look at these campaign contributions and see numbers. Those are cold, hard facts, okay? You have millions of dollars from your in-law's family, right? And how'd they get those millions of dollars? Did they give you all that money so that you could fucking derail their gravy train? I don't think they did. These are facts that I'm speaking right now.
I think that's what he's saying, like, oh, like, we don't know what my family are talking about. We don't know what ways
you don't know what's in our hearts and minds.
We don't know what's in our hearts and minds. Yeah, because you're not going to fucking come out and say it. Mm-hmm. You're not going to talk about the facts of the situation.
No. Yeah, I mean, what's every public statement this guy makes, do you think he's trying to evoke a factual reaction from the people seeing his advertisements? Paid for with Lauridsen money, by the way.
No, yeah. His entire appeal is emotional. 100,000%.
Yes, he's trying to pull on your, like, oh, I just want Iowa to be chill again. I want us all to remember, 2005 when things weren't quite so divisive. It's an emotional appeal, absolutely.
Yeah, the non-divisive, the second Bush term, like a very, very good time in the country's history. No one was angry or fighting at all.
Yeah, but the way
I know what you mean.
Yeah,
yeah,
we have a bit of rose-colored glasses when it comes
absolutely.
to Sand has received major props to Cami Coons for contextualizing this in the Iowa Capitol Dispatch.
Yeah.
Sand has received large campaign contributions in the past from his wife and in-laws who run the Lauridsen Group, which makes things like pet food, supplements, and dairy ingredients. The contributions from his family members have been frequently mentioned by Iowa GOP members and the hosts of Rock Hard Caucus. That's not in the article. I added that. Sand said his in-laws are politically frustrated and see him as someone that's actually interested in trying to get things done right.
I think they see you first as like a husband, a son-in-law. Like that's so funny. Like, who buys that? Who the fuck buys that?
Get things done right, meaning, again, don't fuck things up.
Don't threaten our business.
Yeah. Sand said if he doesn't have a plan to address water quality issues come fall of next year, people would have a right to be frustrated with him. That's a year from now. Over a year. What? A right to be frustrated with you? You'd be an absolute failure of a politician. The fact that you haven't said a word about what you'd like to do now, a year and change out from the election, that is a fucking disaster.
Oh, he did say something about biodigesters or some shit.
We're putting together a plan. We're taking time to learn. Look, man, the science is out there. Like, I'm not a professional. I'm not an expert on this issue by any means, but you got to rein in the agricultural industry. They can't be doing this shit. Maybe it hurts their bottom line, but they're giving us cancer, dude.
Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I think they can still fucking make money. I mean,
a lot. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I don't think that, I think of course they're going to say that any regulations are onerous and will fucking put them out of business, but I don't think that's going to happen.
No, as much as I might like to see that.
Happen. Yeah, for real. I mean, just being realistic,
No, yeah. I think it's totally possible for their industry to still completely dominate our state, our politics, without giving us all cancer.
Yeah.
Oh boy. Yeah. Well, we've probably come to a good place to close out today. I did have a little bit more about water because there's a big data center being built in Cedar Rapids, and it turns out they were like digging illegal wells.
Yeah.
Basically stealing water to build a big old like AI warehouse or something.
Yeah, kind of like they're stealing taxpayer funds. They're stealing water. They're providing like 50 jobs.
Yeah.
I mean, to make AI, the AI future sooner, like it's so fucked. Fuck data centers. Get the fuck out.
Yeah. So, while we're dealing with a crisis in the water quality for human consumption, this massive company, I think it's QTS, who's currently building a data center outside of Cedar Rapids. Yes, Quality Technology Services is the name of the company, building a $750 million data center. Quality Technology Services, by the way, that's the vaguest possible name for
I know.
like a
so
tech
good.
company.
Hey, quality. It'd be like better name would be like AAA Technology Services, so it shows up number one in the phone book.
Right.
Because people use phone books still.
I first saw this from James Kelly at IPR. Over 40 unpermitted wells pumping 1.7 million gallons of water a day were discovered at the QTS data center construction site. Yes, and I found a follow up from ENR Midwest. I forget what ENR stands for, but it's like Engineering News Record. That's what it is. Engineering News Record reported that the $750 million data center's unpermitted wells have resulted in a $20,000 fine against the contractor who dug all those wells. So, lesson learned, guys. Come on. Don't steal all our poisoned water. If you get caught, you might have to pay a tiny, tiny fraction of the actual value of that property. Boy, oh boy, we're having a good time here in Iowa. Well, what do we have to plug? You should, if you have extra cash to spare, you should be sending it to the Iowa Trans Mutual Aid Fund, of course. They no longer have civil rights protected by the Iowa Constitution, so that means that they can be fired, they can lose their housing, all kinds of bad stuff. And so, if you can spare, they could use the help. IowaTransMutualAidFund.org. Also, so remember a few episodes ago we were talking about those license plate cameras? Mm-hmm. That my city has a $19,000 contract to put up some of these flock cameras around the city. And it upset some people, and we went to the meeting and talked about it. Well, we've attracted the attention of the ACLU, the American Civil Liberties Union of Iowa.
We love them. We love this ACLU.
They are holding an event here in Coralville on August 20th, which is that the anniversary of the podcast? I can't remember if it was the 19th or the 20th.
What day did Jeffrey Epstein die by suicide?
I mean the anniversary of the first episode. First episode came out August 20th, 2019.
Okay,
so
there you go.
On our 6th podcast anniversary, the ACLU will be holding an event in Coralville at the Coralville Public Library. I'll read the blurb here from the event description. Join the ACLU of Iowa for a community briefing and advocacy workshop on the city of Coralville's use of mass surveillance technologies. This event will focus on Iowans' privacy rights and civil liberties, the dangers of unchecked automatic license plate reader systems, and what you can do to push for transparency and accountability in Coralville. This is in Meeting Room B at the Coralville Public Library on August 20th. I think it's starting at like 5:30 p.m. Yes, that's right, 5:30 p.m. So if you have a normal job, you got a little bit of time to get to the library. And it's free, of course.
Mm-hmm. I also want to say, since some of these cameras have been used for immigration enforcement when they're not supposed to be using them for that purpose, Iowa Movement for Migrant Justice, always a good organization. I know we've plugged them in the past, but they do a lot to help people who are facing actions from ICE, deportations, helping people, stay with their families, stay in the country.
Yep.
Vital stuff.
Yeah, also a very urgent situation. There was a lot of local elected people went to the DHS office in Cedar Rapids last week to accompany some people on their immigration check-ins, the same type of check-in that resulted in Pascual Pedro's deportation a few weeks back. And wouldn't you know it, 3 more people arrested at these immigration check-ins, and I don't know what the current situation is with those 3 people, but yeah, they're still doing that shit. They're not going to stop until we force them to, I imagine. So yeah, do what you can to help those people while this is ongoing, I guess. Well, if you'd like to give us a call to discuss any issues that came up today, if you have important things to say about that, you can reach us at 319-849-8733. We'd love to hear from you, and your voicemail may end up on our series Rock Hard Call Us, which you can find at patreon.com/rockhardcaucus. Evan and I just did an episode of Rock Hard Call Us that came out the other day. We had a lot of fun. I know we talked about Kirby. What else?
Yeah, we did.
It's usually a bit more fun, kind of more broader subject matter, but
It's like half people who listen to the podcast and half just like drunk people in Iowa City at 12 a.m.
Yeah. And also, if you get on the Patreon, there's a new episode of Speed Freak Read Speak coming out this week that Tony and I recorded the other day. That's where we talk about Sonic the Hedgehog comic books. It's really important.
Mm-hmm.
And now to close this out, I'm going to end the podcast with a bit of music. Hometown Heroes Boot Camp, hardcore band. I just saw them play last night in a like breakfast restaurant.
That's awesome.
Kind of strange venue, but it was fun. They have a new record coming out this month on Convulse. The label Convulse Records is releasing Time's Up on August 22nd is when that comes out. I went and pre-ordered it on Bandcamp, and I got one track in advance called Asylum. So that's what we're going to play today. Asylum by Boot Camp. You can get the record Time's Up later this month from Convulse Records. By the way, if you're a local musician, you should send us your music. You don't have to be as big and like making big moves like Boot Camp. You can just be a guy in your basement, you know.
Yeah.
We like it all.
You don't have to tour Asia.
No. It's okay if you didn't just go to Japan. You can just be a humble Iowan making music on your laptop. Send that to us too. Go to rockhardcock.us. There's a link near the top to submit music. Okay, Evan, good job today. I think we did a nice podcast.
Agreed. Thank you, Justin. As always.
All right. Thanks for listening. See you next week, everybody.